Hello, this is Jason Purr with Workflow Intelligence Nexus, and today I'm going to show you Iconik working in a multi-site collaborative workflow. So I have Iconik open here. I'm just in the Preview Iconik Cloud website, and I'm going to put in my credentials and sign in. And the first thing that's going to do is show me all of my current search results. What I want to do is I want to ingest some new content. Now I can drag and drop content to be able to ingest content. Come over to this upload tab, I can click choose files or drag files in there. But what I want to do today is I want to use the Iconik storage gateway to bring files in from my local file system. And to do that, I'm going to configure that file system over here in my storages. And I already have this set up. I have two of them configured. Jason Per Laptop is the system I'm on now, and Los Angeles Mac Mini 1 is another system that I have in another facility. So if I take a look at Jason Per Laptop, I can see that I have a mount point set to volumes, MBPHD, and a scan directory for shared content and a second one called Share 2. I'm going to open that up right now. So I come into Media, Iconik Local, Share 2, and shared content. We'll just use Share 2 for the moment. And then down here what's important is I can choose to have local keyframe creation and local proxy creation that's going to use my local FFmpeg and local ImageMagick applications to generate those. And then I have upload files turned off, and this is very important because I don't want my high-res media all being pushed into the cloud. I only want my proxies and my keyframes to go into the cloud. The other important thing I want you to know about my configuration is I want to maintain my proxies and all my high-res in places that I have control over. So I have this S3 Storage 1 proxy location, which can show you it has my S3 bucket here, the endpoint for S3, the region that I'm in, and my secret key is all in there. So my storage is all ready to go into my own personal S3 bucket. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some content. I'm going to go to my hard drive and I'm going to go find some media. And let's just take something nice and small. How about this City Skyline MP4? All right, I'm going to make sure I don't already have that in there, and it looks like I do not. And I'm simply going to drag and drop this file into my share file. Okay, with that done, Iconik is going to be monitoring that. Again, it's not going to move the high res and it's not going to upload the high res larger file. What it is going to do is it's going to bring up any metadata that I associated from that file or wanted to pull from that file, and it's going to actually create a proxy and a thumbnail in the cloud so that I can search for that file and work with it. I'm going to hit search right now. I can see that the asset container has already been created here. The thumbnail hasn't yet, but that's coming. I can check on the status of this if I go into the admin section and I go to my jobs section. So I don't see any status yet, which means it hasn't started doing the actual transcode piece. That's going to come very soon though. And there we go. I see my City Skyline clip has popped up into my jobs window. I can see the status is that it started and the job type is transcode. Now I don't have to wait for this to be completed. I can actually go back to my search and right away I'll see that the thumbnail is already there. If I open this asset, I'll see that the thumbnail is here and now the proxy is actually already done. So this asset might now be fully complete. The other important thing I want to note is that I've added an automation to this process. So I have a custom field here called Source Facility, and I can see that this came from the facility called Jason Per Laptop. That name came from, if I go into my admin section and my storages, the name of this storage. Again, this is the one that was pointed to that shared content Share 2. So Iconik knows exactly where this content came from. So now I have new content in the system that came from my local system. So how can I work with that content? Well, first thing I could do is open up Premiere And inside of Adobe Premiere, I'll go to Window, Extensions, Iconik. And that's going to open up a familiar looking Iconik interface directly inside of Adobe Premiere. And here is that city skyline clip that I just created. Now again, I didn't upload this clip, it's on my local file system. If I want to work with this clip, I'm simply going to right click and say Open Asset. It opens up that file and it's put directly into my bucket. If I go to look at the file in this bin, I can come in here and go to Properties, and I can see that this is pointing to that same local file. So nothing's been uploaded, nothing got downloaded, nothing got moved. Iconik simply is managing the content and making it easier for me to search for it and find it on my local file system. You can imagine how this would work really well in a shared environment if everyone's working on a SAN.